Hey there! You're listening to Amplify Your Legacy. This podcast is packed with insights and strategies to turn your passion into something that endures for generations. So get comfortable, stay inspired, and let's jump into today's episode with your host, Salana Brown. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Amplify Your Legacy. I'm so excited to have Daniel Kobryner, a passionate life and business coach, as well as an international motivational speaker. After 35 years of being an international business developer and in sales, Daniel completely transformed his life and is now dedicated to helping others break free from the obstacles holding them back. Today, we're going to talk about his powerful journey of transformation and how he empowers small business owners and professionals, especially those over 40, to regain clarity, confidence, and motivation in living a more purposeful life. So, Daniel, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the show, and let's get into it.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Salana, on your show.
You're welcome. Let's start with what I know a lot of our listeners are right now. Many of them are small businesses. They're professionals over 40 who are stuck, overwhelmed, and lacking direction. I know that sounds familiar. Could you tell us a bit about yourself and your journey and what transformed you into working in this space?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Salana. So I've been in international sales and business development and management for the last 35 years. So I lived in different countries, in France, in Germany, in Belgium, now in the UK. I live in London. And I developed business in new markets. This was really my specialty. And about 4 years ago, I started diving deep into personal development. It was new to me. And I listened to coaches talking, life coaches, business coaches. And it was very interesting because I realized that actually I had coached people all my life without putting a label on that. You see, it was like, for me, it was like natural, even teams, business teams, really to try to help people to get the best out of themselves. You see, to really, people always wanted to empower people, really to make people feel well so that they can give the best for themselves. Huh? And so it's why, in my last jobs, for working for some companies, I realized that sometimes I was not aligned with the companies. I loved dealing with my clients, but, there were politics and things like that. And it's not me, So, so then I really thought, now I would like to do something which is really above myself. And it's why I decided to dedicate the rest of my professional life to helping people transforming and living the best life they can.
I love that. And that's powerful. So many can relate to that feeling of being stuck. And even when people feel that they are successful, they look like that on the outside. It may not be that way in their lives. You've gone through a pretty incredible transformation yourself. What was it that really sparked that change for you? Was there a defining moment that shifted your mindset?
Absolutely. And it was, I said, perhaps the last company I worked for, this sense of not being aligned, it's not just with the company, but with myself then, because you see, I've got certain values. We all have core values. For me, it's about authenticity, it's about kindness, it's about fairness, it's about respect, for instance. And it's, when we are not aligned with ourselves, this is when we cannot go forward. We procrastinate, because even if we set a conscious goal, unconsciously, we are not align with this. So I said, when I realized that, I thought, there's so much more I can give. And it's about to give to the world as well. That this was like, okay, I'm done with what I have done before. And now I'm going to make this change, because I know that I really can bring something. And again, it's from my experience in the past, from people who I helped before, and they said, yeah. So, and I thought, now let's concentrate on doing that.
That's great. It's so inspiring to hear that, you completely shifted your mindset. You transformed your life. So now that you've come from that place of overwhelm and you just wanted that shift of clarity and confidence, what's the legacy that you want to be known for? And how are you intentionally building that right now?
This is a very good question, So, see, the legacy, it's if I can help one person with one change, and they come, and again, it's not, I don't expect anything, but when the person comes and says, oh, wow, you know what? I'm feeling better. I do the things I want to do. And you see the happiness, you see the eyes shining. So this is really what I enjoy. Again, it's not about me. It's about helping as many people as I can. It can be directly, or it can be in motivational speaking, because again, it's about, I like to put this message out that there is always hope. There is always possibility to change, even if the circumstances are difficult. And I know life can be tough, but at any moment in life, change is possible. And this message, I want to go on, putting it out to the world, and again, you see, there are some other things in terms of the legacies, help people as well to take their powers back. Because very often what happens is people live by what others see or what others think. You see, what will they think? What will they say? It's not about that. It's really about what we want to do. And again, it's about empowering ourselves to really live the best life we can, because we have only one life and it's short. So we owe it to ourselves to do that.
I love it. I love it. So it's a legacy of empowerment, a legacy of hope,
Yes.
and transformation. That's great.
And you see, perhaps another word which comes to mind is, you see, one of my values is kindness. And it sounds strange because, actually, if you are kind in this world, people look at you, what's wrong? So, you know what I mean?
I do.
But it should be the norm, people should be
Yes.
kind. And you see, I like very much this, the 4 agreements, from
Oh, yes.
this book. And the first one says, be impeccable with your word. It means that really do good things. Only say what you mean. Be honest to yourself, of course, to others. But again, it's really about doing the best we can, and this is one, you see, we are on a journey. We are on a journey of development and it's, we have to grow. We have to learn, and it's, I want to inspire as well people to go on this path.
Can you tell us more about your coaching?
So you see, first, what I noticed, Sarana, is that although we live in a society which is supposedly very connected, social media, everything, I believe people haven't been as lonely as now.
Wow.
And a lot of people, they would like to say things, but they've got nobody to talk to. So when you ask about my coaching, the first thing, when people come to me first, they don't know me, and that, and sometimes they want to speak about things which are, heavy, intimate, it's like, so first thing is, I really want to offer a very safe space where people can express themselves without the fear of being judged, of being criticized, or of being given unsolicited advice. So really, what I first do is I listen. And the more I do that, I leave the space, and then people see that genuinely I'm interested in, their story. And the idea is that the more, the rapport is being built, the easier is the flow. And then people will really start to speak out. And this is when things happen, because a coach, as you said, is not an advisor. A coach is like a sounding board. A coach helps you, to get out from yourself. The replies, they are there. We all have them. It's just that the brain is too busy. It's too cloudy. And we help people getting clarity.
I love that. Yeah, and people need that safe space to express themselves. And every communication is a chance to spark that transformation in someone's life, especially for coaches. I really want you to give some advice, one piece of advice, one takeaway that will help your clients or your future clients be empowered from your stance.
Well, you see, one advice is be yourself, or become back the person you really are. I know, at least it was my journey. I decided to get rid of all masks, and I was already quite authentic, I have to say, but still, now it's even more. I mean, it's like, and you see, again, what I was saying before, sometimes people think, the question I like to ask is, what is happiness, for instance, and it's quite an interesting one, because a lot of people think that they will be happy when they have the right partner, when they have the right job, when they live in the right house, or when they have the car. But, and afterwards they realize, oh, no, they get all this, but they're still not happy. Because a lot of people realize that happiness doesn't come from outside. It comes from within ourselves. It's a choice. It's a decision we make. When we decide to be happy and to make and to look after ourselves as well, you see? And again, it's not on a selfish point of view, but really to look after our physical needs, our emotional needs, our spiritual needs. When we do that, this is when all of a sudden our emotional level is going to increase, because we are more, fulfilled. And when we reach this state, this is when we can help others the best. But we cannot expect people to, as you say, to give us what we don't have. First, we have to become a new version of ourselves.
Exactly. And you talk a lot about from being stuck to being unstoppable, or from procrastination to progress. Can you talk a little bit more about that process?
Absolutely. So first, you see, and there's a sentence I like to use, it's like procrastination. First of all, it's nothing to do with laziness or with time management. It's much deeper than that. What happens is, we talked about, for instance, alignment. Imagine you do a job, but you're not aligned with this. You're not. So even if consciously you think, I need to do this, something in your unconscious says, no, it's not you. You can't do that. You know what? So we're blocking ourselves. So the idea is, first of all, for people to become aware, where are the blockages, And when afterwards they concentrate, their goals on what they really want to do, their goals, not the goals of others, of the family or of other people, really them. Then naturally the motivation comes in, the clarity comes in, and then people start taking action. And when the more they take action, the more they have confidence. So it's really about thinking about what we want to do, and again, of what we don't want to do, because sometimes, we set things and it's not for us. We do it for others, So it's really taking time with ourselves to understand ourselves. Sometimes we need a coach or a friend, because we don't always see by definition, we cannot see our blind spots. So this is where, I had a coach as well, and I transformed a lot working with the coach. And if not, I couldn't really help people if I didn't experience it myself. But I said I used to be an overthinker. I used to be a perfectionist, Salana, in the past. And I can tell you, now when I think about this, I wasted a lot of time and energy. Am I beating myself? No. I learned from that, but now I know that this is not what I want to go on in the future. So an advice, for instance, I would give to people is really fully enjoy the present moment. Live your life now, because you see, the past, don't keep any grudge or grievance, with people or situation, because the only person you are going to harm is yourself. So just look at it, learn from it, and make sure that, you do differently afterwards. The future, we don't know about it. We don't know. A lot of people are very anxious. They don't know future, what's going to happen. We don't know. The only thing we know is the actions we take today. These are the ones which are going to determine the future. So really, if we live in the present moment, if we help others as well, and if we give, and it can be different forms, this is something which is, for me, the most fulfilling. And the other point, which is very important, is to be grateful. Be grateful for what we are, what we have, the people around us. And the more we practice gratitude, the more we are appeased, and the better becomes our life.
Love that. Wow. Daniel, thank you so very much for sharing your journey with us today. Your insights are incredibly inspiring, and I know all of our listeners will take away so much, and walk away with a fresh sense of purpose and how to put things in action. To everyone listening, if you feel stuck, overwhelmed, and unclear about your next step, I encourage you to reach out to Daniel. Just like he said, clarity can be the spark that transforms everything. So once again, thank you, Daniel. And I want you to share with our listeners where they can connect with you and find out more about you.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, it was a pleasure talking and listening to you, Salana. And I will share, my LinkedIn and my Instagram, where actually on my Instagram, I've got quite a few little reels about 1 minute, about happiness, about what is emotion, why should we enjoy emotional intelligence, and why should we embrace change. Again, it's for people to get something. And for your auditors, I will have a gift as well, which I'll share. And yes, it's my ebook. It's an ebook about overcoming procrastination. So I'm very happy to share it with you.
Yes, definitely give us a link to that. I will include that in the show notes.
Thank you so much. And it's a pleasure. Really, I encourage everybody, when they can do an act of kindness with other people, with neighbors, even a smile to somebody who is sad, can lift the person up for the day. So just remember, kindness without expecting anything, it's something quite powerful.
I totally agree. So I want to thank you once again for sharing all of this wonderful information. All the links will be in the show notes. And to all of our listeners, if you're ready to take action and transform your life, start small, but start today. You've got this. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay inspired and keep making progress on building your legacy, building a life that you truly love, one step at a time. Thank you once again, Daniel.
Well, thank you. And it's exactly this. And take action and have faith as well. Have faith, faith in yourself. And when you do, you are unstoppable. You are.
That's all for this episode of Amplify Your Legacy. A huge thank you for listening in today. I hope today's conversation has sparked some reflection on your own legacy. Let's keep the conversation going. Connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram at Solana Brown. And visit solanabrown.com for more resources on growing and preserving your legacy. Be sure to leave a rating or review. It helps others discover the show. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes packed with inspiration and actionable strategies. Until next time, keep amplifying your legacy.